Welcome to Roxtalks, the podcast that helps network marketers grow their business on social media. I'm Roxanne Wilson.
And I'm Taryn Soa, your social media sidekick.
And there seems to be a struggle bus going on in the world of network marketing. The dilemma of, oh my goodness, my goal is to recruit. I want a team. So shouldn't my social media be just about that? Recruiting? And the answer, just in case you're wondering, is no. But what should you be posting? We're going to dive into that in a moment. On second thought, we're just going to dive in because I think it's really important. And this came up because you, Taryn, were talking about just that dilemma that you're seeing with some network marketers of what do I post?
Yeah. What do I post? Do I position myself as growing a team and highlighting like, oh my gosh, it's so great working from home, working for myself? Or do I position myself as selling the product?
And I'm glad you brought it up, seriously, because this is something that I literally, with my social stories members who are team focused, it is a ongoing, like, I don't want to say struggle, but a struggle. It's a conversation we have to have over and over and over again. And I think it's because I get it. Like, if you are focused on growing a team and that is your bailiwick, you want everything you're putting out there to be about your team. But consider this for a second. If you're posting, especially if you're in a newer company, a company that hasn't been around for a long time, and when I say a long time, I mean like 20 years, or if you're in a company where you've been around for 20 years and people are sure like if you're Avon or if you're Mary Kay, this still applies to you. People really want to know and believe that whatever they're going to be doing, if they join you, is going to work for them. So if you're not actually demonstrating the fact that you are selling product, or that, hey, when I sell and talk, you demonstrating the act of actually showing off the product, then you're doing your future team members a disservice, and you're probably losing a lot of team members as well too.
Because they're probably going to mimic the content you're putting out. And if they're customer focused content about how you're chilling at home, drinking coffee, might not resonate with their audience. So then why do I want to buy jewelry?
Yeah, exactly. And I think the biggest question overall really for someone who's starting is like, what would I be doing and what would I be selling? Or if it's a new product, is someone going to buy that product? So let's pretend that I sell bracelets, right? Bracelets that light up. I need to believe that if I join your business to sell your lighting up bracelets, that it's actually going to work. And I need to see that people will buy it and that it's viable and it makes sense to be talking about this on social media. Bracelets that light up might be a weird example, but I think it works because I would want to know, is this really going to work? And if all you're doing is talking about joining me in business, then you start to sound a little bit like the problem with network marketing, right?
Oh, I was wondering if you'd say that.
Because if you go back to why network marketing gets in trouble in the first place, it's for only recruiting and not selling product. And I think there's a happy medium, right? So I think if you're someone who's working on building a team, awesome. Yes. Show the elements of you that show you off as a team lead. Show you leading Zoom calls, talk about mentoring people, have pictures of your team members. That is fantastic. But you also need you need a hero product, and you be talking about that hero product so people can see, oh yeah, I can sell toothpaste and make whatever type of money I want to make, and I can have a team. But if all you're doing is talking about a team, then it's like, what are you selling? Air?
Right. And it's two birds, one stone. Like if someone just buys your product and you attract people from that, cool, you're getting customers. But then people who want to join your team, they're also going to see like, oh, this is how she's doing it. Like I could do that. They're going to put themselves into your shoes and you're going to motivate them that way.
Yes. And I think that what you just said there hits it as well too. Is we have to remember, if you're a team leader, you need to demonstrate what your team will be doing, and not just the team member that's going to be just like you and build a team immediately and grow, but also someone who's coming in to sell product and see where that takes them.
Mm-hmm. I like that. I have been in the DMs with a lot of different reps and consultants because you guys know a few episodes back, I said, hey, DM me. I'm looking for some skincare. And I've just, been looking at other people's content and seeing how they're like reaching out. And I just want to compliment how someone did it. It's like I could tell her content I couldn't directly tell who she was with, first of all. I went to her profile and I'm like, okay, I don't really know who she's with, but then like started the conversation, and the team consultant conversation didn't come up till later, but it felt organic and it didn't feel like, hey, I'm with this company, you should join too. Like it didn't feel icky. I was like, this. And guess what, you guys? She is a coaching member of Roxanne, which I did not put together right away. So I was like, whoa, look, it's
working. Who was it? Let's shout her out.
Sarah.
Oh, Sarah Tranum. Yes. Love her. She is a Social Stories member and I do get to spend time coaching her and she's fantastic.
Yes. And I gave her that compliment too, because I've had quite a few people jumping in. No one did bad. Like I really appreciate everyone coming into the DMs, but just the way that conversation happened, like it wasn't directly like, oh, hey, join my team.
Mm-hmm. I know a lot of companies, they think, okay, you need to lead with the business. And I'm not, you can decide what you want to do there. I'll put it that way. But consider that even if you are going to be talking about the business in those first conversations, consider what it would look like if it was organic and natural and not, oh, great, join me in business. You get your discount's bigger if you join me in business. Like, wait, first of all, what are you selling? And why do I need it? A discount off of something you don't like. I always say this, like, I hate fish. So if you want to give me a discount off of fish, I'm still not going to buy your fish because I do not like fish.
Yes. I got one of those DMs where it was like, oh, here it is. Like, here's the product and it's on sale. And I'm like, whoa, that's not even what I was looking for.
Yeah. That's leading with your own thoughts in mind and not thinking about what the person you're trying to serve is looking for, which goes back to what we talked about initially too, right? If what you're thinking about is I'm here to recruit, and so my social media needs to be focused on recruiting. And I can't tell you how many people have told me my hero product is the business. That's not a hero product. I get it. I'm like, that's cute. That is not a hero product. Think about the person in mind. And that doesn't mean that you're not going to recruit. You can absolutely recruit, but use your social media as here's an example of what I sell and how I can sell it. And then you can join me. Talk about your accolades. We're having her on the podcast in a couple of weeks, actually, Kirsty McGinnis. And she, one of the things she does, and, I will take full credit for it, and she would tell you too, is when she builds her team, she puts out the team members. She's very focused on building a team right now. And so her latest post was 300 people on my team, which she's had a team for like 6-7 months. Yeah, she's rocking it. But so we are definitely taking the time to make sure that we set her up as a leader on social media. And I mentioned that because I want people to know, if you are building a team on social media, yes, talk about and celebrate your team in that way. But she also takes time to talk about her product and why the product is important and all those things. And I think it's a balance, but you have to find it and have to realize that your hero product is not the fact that you're building a team. Yeah. That's an aspect of what you'll be talking about.
Yeah. What I'm hearing you say, it's not a either or. It's both. It's not just black and white. Like, you're doing a nice fine balance of both. Like, don't just talk about the business, because then, and I've seen people do this and I'm like, was your product fake then? Like, is your product not good? Like, and then you're trying to tell me to use the product. It's mixed messages. So.
And I think it's important as well too, to remind people one day, and maybe we should do a whole episode on this as well too, that I would like the whole moniker of just selling product or just a face washer or just the just when it's for someone who wants to have customers, that just needs to go away. Because being someone who's focused on customers and not building a team is just as, I said just, as valuable. It is as valuable as someone who wants to build a team. And it's also as valuable as someone who wants to do a hybrid of both.
Yeah. Yeah.
They all need to be valued. And I think that so many times we just in the wording, just that we use across the board in the industry, we do not place the same value on it when we're talking about it.
I agree.
And I would challenge any team member or team lead. You need the people who are selling product because you need that volume. There's that volume requirement, and you're not going to get that volume requirement from people who are solely focused on recruiting. It's not going to happen.
Yeah. Well, and even the new companies that are coming out, there isn't as much of an emphasis on team building. Like there is a personal volume requirement and like volume from your legs.
Yeah. And
right? Did I say that word right, guys?
Getting the lingo. Yeah. I think like you think about, we just had them on the podcast 2 weeks ago. My L'Occitane, they're one for sure. That's like that. That's valuing both. Modere values both as well too. You sell products, and if you're selling the products, you can get to the same table as those who are team building. And I love that because it's so important.
Yeah, I agree. I like that shift, and it just feels better, at least to me. So it's funny as I'm starting to look at different comp plans for different companies that are out there and just seeing the differences in them, and you can see like where they value things. So
isn't that, the clues are in the comp plan. Ooh, maybe that's a new phrase. The clues are in the comp plan.
Ooh, I do like that.
We might have to write that, but they are. You can see how they value based on the comp plan. A lot of people don't like to look at comp plans because it's just dizzying.
Some are, yes. Like I got shared one last week and I looked at it. I'm like, I don't even know what this is trying to say. Like it is so busy. And then I've also gotten some that are really clean. And I'm like, okay, I think I understand what we're getting at here.
Yes. The clues. And sometimes you have to wonder if it's a really confusing comp plan, why they made it so confusing. Like if it's so hard, you have to get some expert to figure out how to give the commissions. Why? What was the thought process behind that?
Yeah.
So interesting. I have to admit, I'm a little bit like out of it today. I think it's this East Coast. I thought I had it down. I've officially decided the East Coast is not like West Coast all the way, baby. And I lived in the East Coast. I lived in Michigan for 3 years. Yeah. But I like living in the past as opposed to the future.
Yeah. I don't know. I've only been in the like PST once for a total of 10 days. I think I liked it. I will say why I like being in the East Coast working with you, because then I can always get up and do a little bit more. And then like when you pop in my inbox, it's like, oh, hi, I'm already up and moving. But you ironically get up so early.
I do, which is funny being here because I'm still waking up at like 5 and 4. I woke up at 4:45 the first day we were here. 4:45. We're in Boston, in the Boston area, everyone. And 4:45, this like Eastern, that's when I wake up. It's Pacific.
1:45.
My body was like, hey, I'm like, oh, okay, we're up. Let's do this. I still have it. I've gotten up by 5:30 every morning. We've been here. So my body gets it. It understands we're in a new time zone. But like, it's 10 o'clock. It seems kind of late. I don't like that. I don't know. I'm a Pacific. I don't know. So if I sound a little out of it, I'm like, what time is it? What day is it? What's going on? And it's cold, and it's we're by the beach, and I'm literally, it's too cold to go on the beach. What the heck is that?
That's the worst. Like because it's cold here right now, and we drove by the beach, and it's just like, you just envision all the things you do in the summer, and you're like, this is actually making me very depressed.
I can't imagine it getting warm enough to go out on the beach in the summer. I guess it will here, but I'm not convinced.
It will, but yeah.
Meanwhile, Scott checked the weather and it's 92 degrees.
What?
Allegedly, he said that today in Irvine, it's supposed to be 92 degrees. I'm not there to proof positive say that's the fact. I think he's looking at the weather right now to double check it. He is. He said 92 degrees. He's like, 90.
Right now,
95.
this early, we're recording in the morning. Is that the high or what
At
it
2
is?
o'clock, it'll be 95 degrees. What's the temperature right now there, dear? 61.
That sounds nice.
That
I'll take it. I'll take the 61. I don't need the 95.
It'll be 93 tomorrow. Oh my goodness. That sounds too hot, but I might be ready for it when we get back. I'm just saying.
Yeah, my hair would not survive.
Saturday's gonna be 76 though, so we'll be back to regular weather.
That's perfect.
Alas, so I know we kind of went into a little random behind the scenes, all the stuff, but the point is, y'all, if you are a team builder, please don't sleep on. That's my new thing. Don't sleep on it. Like your thing is juicy. I'm like, don't sleep on it. Ooh. Don't sleep on the fact that you need to pick a hero product. And if you don't know how to pick a hero product, I'm sure I've had 85.
We've got a podcast episode, so we will link it in the resources for you to go listen, because you need step 1, pick your hero product.
You know how great that is, by the way, a hero product. It is like the bomb diggity. It is so simple.
Yeah.
And yet people don't like to embrace it. I'm just saying, embrace it.
I know, it's one thing. It's one product you learn all about, everything about, and that's what you get to talk about. I think it makes life easier. That's all I'm saying, but
it does. It does. People fight the hero product. Do not fight the hero product. And team, if you're growing a team, you need to still pick a hero product. And your hero product is not growing a business. That's not a hero product.
That can be a branch in your social media. It could be a pillar in your social media content.
It totally could.
But your top is your hero product. And then you can have little content pillars in there.
Do you want to hear a secret about pillars since you went there? I was telling someone this just yesterday. I was in a coaching call and I was like, yeah. So here's the thing about pillars, which we talk about in social stories. Pillars is just a vehicle to get you to figuring out what the heck your brand is. And your brand is who you are. It's getting you to figure out who you are. Mm-hmm. And what's interesting is as I'm, coaching people, if you're hearing a whine, that would be my dog. And they pick like, yeah, I'm going to talk about X, Y, and Z. I'm going to talk about the sky. I'm going to talk about cooking. I'm going to talk about running. I'm like, great. And I'll come back and I'll look at their social media. I'm like, you haven't talked about running at all. You sure you want to talk about running? Yeah. Running is one of my things. Okay. A month later, you haven't mentioned running at all. I'm not saying you need to, but can we reevaluate that maybe that's not one of your pillars?
Right.
And I think that for most people, when they hear branding and it freaks them out, they have to take a step back and go for the pillars. And those pillars, again, the clues come through. What you're posting, there's clues in the content too, right? Ooh. What you're posting ends up being what your brand or your pillars really are. But the pillars get you to that point. That was just a little side nugget. You're welcome.
Well, and to side nugget, your side nugget, I think those things evolve. Like, it's okay. You pick your pillars, just like you're saying, and you reevaluate. And you're like, God, yeah, you're right. I don't talk about running. I run once a month. Who am I talking about running? And then you get rid of it, and that's okay.
That is okay.
Not to say you can't post when you did go for your run, but it might just be a pillar.
Amen. Amen to that. I love it.
You guys want to hear a super fun fact about me and Roxanne? I know you'll appreciate this with my spelling. I thought pillar was spelled Pillar.
That's Pilar, like the name on a soap opera.
Yes. Or like a hair follicle, apparently. I Googled it.
Really?
So guys, now I know how to spell pillar.
There you go.
Woo!
Well, tell everyone, because some people might be like, wait, it's not with one L?
Yeah. It's 2 L's.
2 L's.
P-L-I-I. Don't trust me. I am not your resource for spelling. Like, back up. I use Siri. She's my girl.
Siri for the win. Siri for the win. What's going on in your world?
I just got out of a birth chart reading.
Okay, tell us more about this thing.
It is very woo woo. I don't even fully know how to explain it. I haven't even like spent time to kind of think about what just happened, but I met with Debbie. She's amazing over at Spirit in You, and we can tag her in the show notes too. But she is an older woman who has like kind of found her power, and she is a medium. She can communicate with the spiritual side. And so she pulls up your birth chart and kind of looks at the astrological signs, but then she talks you through it in normal English. So she talked about like things that are coming up for me and how that might present in my life. But at the same time, she's like getting these like messages from people who have passed, spirits, or she gets like these visions. And so she'll like pause and then start like talking about like this message that she's getting. It was so cool. Like I cried. It was great.
I did not expect you to say any of that.
That's the whole story.
Wow. Okay. I need time to process that whole thing, but I'm glad you had that journey.
Yeah, it was cool. So anyone who's interested in that kind of stuff, like, hey, I highly recommend it. So that's what's up with me. What's up with you?
That is super woo. I didn't know what woo meant. Had never heard woo till I moved to California, and people are like, "Oh, I'm woo." I'm like, I don't know. What do you mean, woo? Woo? What does that mean? I don't know what it means. What do you mean you're woo? Who? What does that mean? Now I know what woo means, but interesting. Okay.
I feel like you would like it. Like it's a Roxanne thing.
Yeah, but I dance this little line. I don't just dance this line, but I'm not a big like astrology person. Like I know I'm Pisces. I know that that's what I am. Yeah. Like what's your sign? I know my sign's Pisces. Don't ask what anyone else's sign is because I don't know. Yeah.
That's about all I really know. Like, I don't know much about that stuff. And it was cool because she doesn't like focus on what that is. Like, she kind of says, like, your moon is over here. And I'm like, but she tells you like what it means. And I've had other readings and it like in different realms and they all kind of connect. So it's just really cool how some random person on the internet can know deeply personal things about you. I'm all for it.
Yeah, kind of. Ooh, like I get kind of like, ooh, is that okay? Yeah, I've never had a tarot card reading. None of that stuff. Never done any of that.
Me neither. Maybe that's next.
No, I don't think it is. Wasn't recommending it. That's not where I was going. It is not next. Just buckle up and sit down for a second.
Okay. I'm seated. Let's come back to Earth. Yeah. What's Roxanne doing on Earth?
Well, okay. So what I want everyone needs to know, podcast, before we forget, we've moved the podcast. And I know that sounds kind of weird because you're like, it's the same podcast, same place. It is. But we've kind of moved where it's just think about like where it's being housed. So if you subscribe to the podcast and you're not getting regular downloads anymore, that's because we moved and we just need you to come back to us and move with us. So, but just by listening to this podcast, like if you click on that little arrow, download or subscribe or whatever it is, wherever you listen to it, that will help. So I want everybody to know that it was a good change. I'm glad we made the change, but now I'm like, I just hope everybody finds us.
We're still here.
We're here. We did not go anywhere. And you got a message from someone saying, wait, where'd the podcast go? So now I'm like, we're still here. We're still here. So what else is going on? You know, I mentioned I'm in Boston. We're visiting Scott's family for the week. So that's been good. And I've enjoyed that most definitely. And I do like Boston, but I like the times. If Boston was in the Pacific time zone and it was warmer, it might be even better. I'm just saying, a little upgrade I might think of. Baylor's is here with us, so that just makes it even better.
Usually you guys have like amazing food on your trips. So Are you eating yummy food?
We are. And I've stopped taking pictures of it because I feel kind of guilty because I'm not working out. And I realized telling you, I'm like, oh, I haven't worked out all week. And that is why I'm feeling weird.
Yeah, like your energy is probably just off from like moving your body around.
Yes. And I thought I was going to work out, but it has not happened. So that's kind of like, but I will work out when we get back. And it's okay. It's okay. I'm still breathing into my lumen though, and I'm breathing fours. Oh, that feels.
I don't know what that means.
Fours means, yeah, girl, you're waking up in burning carbs, not fat. Shame. So it's all right. It's all right. I'll get my body back to all things next week. What else is going on in the world of Roxanne? Did we talk after I came back? I can't even remember. Yes, we talked once I came back from said coaching. My coaching. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. I couldn't remember. I'm like, where are we? Yeah, and that's the big thing. I'm telling you.
Are you on Earth? Maybe you're the one who's not on Earth. Maybe I'm here. Roxanne, the woo-woo queen over here.
Maybe woo. Maybe it is me. I don't know. We have but I know we have some exciting things coming up. So make sure you keep your eye on the spot.
Yes, you guys, I'm not even going to tell you what it is, but I was project planning like our next thing.
That is so mean that you're not going to tell them what it is. I'm just telling you right now.
You do not get to know, but trust in us. It's good. It's juicy. We're making your life easier. It's going to be like Christmas in May.
Yeah, exactly. Between that and that other thing that we're working on.
That other thing. You guys, we've got so many this is how Roxanne and I work. We like do 4 things at once and then we take a little break and then we do it again. And so we're revving back up right now. I'm waiting for an email from that guy about the thing. So that's a good reminder that I need
to talk to that guy about the thing. That guy better.
He called me. He called me on my cell phone. I did not answer. I was like, no, we can stick to email.
I'm glad he is being aggressive in a good way because I'm looking forward to that. That's gonna rock my socks off. And then there's that other thing that we haven't talked about, but we need to work on that one too. See, I came back from the coaching, my coaching retreat with these like, we gotta do this and this. And then
you did. It was not as intense this time because Roxanne has come back from coaching things before, and I'm like, whoa, pump the brakes. This one, and I think we're just ready for it too.
I think we're ready. I think we are ready. I think that's true.
Are you guys ready? I guess you won't know until we announce it, but I think you're ready.
Hey, Taryn, you're getting a lot of great shout outs about your presence on the podcast that you should know.
Thank you. You know, in my birth chart reading,
oh Lord,
she said that I am good at communicating and I'm good in like a group setting. So I'm glad people are picking up on that talent of mine.
Are you sure she didn't look you up and see that you're on a podcast and then tell you, hey, you're good at communicating? I'm just asking.
She barely knew how to use Zoom. So I would imagine not.
There's many a person who can't use Zoom who knows how to look up Instagram. I'm just telling you.
Hey, she said some other things that I'm choosing and allowing what she said to infiltrate into me.
How dare you use our word allow? How dare you use the word allow?
I'm allowing it, and it was an epic call.
Oh, now you're using our big word. Fine. I'll leave that one be. Okay. I see how it is.
There is a secret. Maybe I'll drop it here on the podcast. If people made it this far, then they know the secret.
Drop it.
She said I should move.
I'm sorry, what?
She said I should move.
To where?
Move. Wherever I want.
California, here you come.
So maybe I'll try on some PST. I don't know. It's very expensive over there.
You know, it's relative, people. People cry about it's relative. When I got there,
we almost moved there in 2015, and a studio apartment was over $2,000 a month.
Listen, Linda, I know this nonsense because we did move there. Did we move there in 2015 or 2016, darling? 2016. And just so you know, yeah. I was like sticker shock. I'm like, oh my gosh. Oh my God. Finally, I was like, if we're going to pay this much more, we're going to get something that feels like it's more. But then, and yes, the price of eggs, the price of milk is higher, but then you realize you're paying for a beautiful
sun.
Yeah, year-round weather. But the other thing is you adapt to it. And that's the big thing I think people miss. Like, so yeah, it's expensive. And then you just get over it. That's fine. I'm just saying, I'm over it. I'm like, yeah, it's expensive, whatever.
All right. So where should I come by you then? San Diego?
Yeah, I know you really are drawn to San Diego. So I'm going to say San Diego for you.
I was really drawn to it. It was easy to get around.
You should also look up like Cardiff by the sea. There's some little sleepy towns that are north of San Diego that might be good as well too.
Okay. I will pick your brain in Voxer.
Yeah, sounds good. Because I know everything about I'm just kidding. But yes. So you're going to move. Okay.
Yes.
All right. If the woo-woo woman helps you move, then I'm fine with this woo-woo thing.
She's amazing. I love her. She's my new bestie.
Let's move to a place that has a real spa, please. How about that?
Yes. I'm down for that. It's kind of the life I live now.
She
did also say, like, I like luxurious things. And I was like, I do.
Did she see you before she said that to you?
No.
She didn't physically see you before on the Zoom. She couldn't see your face.
Well, do I look, you guys, you're on YouTube. I don't look super luxurious right now. I'm wearing jammies. But they are expensive jammies.
I was going to say.
Anyways,
I feel like there were some clues, Taryn. I'm just saying.
I'm not here for this. This is what I always say. This is my new saying. I don't subscribe to this anymore.
Oh. But do subscribe to Roxtalks, the podcast. I just my woo woo what meter woo what meter is a little bit is just tingling a little bit.
It's okay.
Okay.
Mine's not.
You're allowing it in. Alas. All right, y'all. We've kept you long enough. You rock the Casbah. Go out and find yourself a hero product if you didn't have one before. We will, if you look at the show notes, the link to the podcast about hero product is there waiting for you so that you can go ahead and lean into it, whether you're a team builder or you're someone who is a salesperson.
Yes.
It's there for you.
And look out, we're posting a reel for this podcast. And the question will be, what is your hero product? So we want you dropping it in the comments so we can support you.
I like that. Yes. Thanks for listening to Roxtalks. You're not ahead. You're not behind. You're exactly where you're supposed to be, even if it's in the Eastern time zone. And we'll see you next week for another episode of Roxtalks.
See you later.